individual paths in life, and we're able to do things and create things and be able to afford it. So again, thank you very much for your donation. Or kids. That's true. Kids are expensive. Just gonna refresh my screen a little bit. There seems to be some overlap. I guess that's gonna stay there. Haha, I fixed it. Hey! And beer, yes, beer is expensive too if you drink it every day, but, you know, just like wine, it's, a drink a day keeps, you know, the depression away. Among other things. Yes. Indeed, yes. AOL was AO hell for quite a few parents, I'm sure.
I just can't believe that they were able to charge the prices they charged, even back then.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. It was a great idea to make money, but I mean,
yeah, it was. But still.
Like, I got an idea. Let's charge for shitty internet by the minute.
And it worked.
It's like, holy crap. And now, like, Comcast is, like, rolling around in their graves thinking, you know, man, if only.
Hey, they're trying, man. They are trying. They're starting to nickel and dime with everything. Right now, it's the bandwidth cap limit.
True.
Figure out something else.
Always trying to control us.
You don't have a cap there, do you, on Comcast?
I don't, and I have no clue what the reason is for that. But you know, I guess it's
you're not
region.
one of their quote test areas unquote. There's like 16 test areas. I'm part of that test area, and they give you 300 gigabytes, 300 whole gigabytes. You know, games today. That sounds like an old man thing to say, doesn't it? Games today are like 100 gigabytes. No, they're serious though. They're like 100 gigabytes now. If they have DLC with them, so that's like 1/3 of your bandwidth is gone. 1/3 of the month's bandwidth gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess Deep Sea Nothing. Yeah, Steam is kind of the current day AOL for sure. You get a little carried away with it. Hey, what's up, Nix? Welcome back. All right, let's get some developing going here, shall we?
Ooh.
How about yourself, Devlich? Have there been some updates in your areas that you'd like to show off?
Not necessarily show off, but let me get the list of the ones I've been working on. In 1 second, Nix, I got to find my question. I'm not a very organized person. These are some of the areas I've been working on. I haven't been able to complete some because we haven't imported them from the database, but from the Echoes database. But I've worked on the Shores of the Thunder Mist, Sea of Grass, Unicorn Glen, Temple of the Divine Horn, and Stables of Yazig. The Northern Tamia Mansion, which that was a mess, but I managed to find all the little locations of that. And this one, Nania's logs have helped me try to recreate. It's going to take a while until I get every single door and archway, but it's the Dolphin Inn Suite, also in Northern Tamia. That was one of the ones that I guess they just gave up on fixing because the doors kept poofing. Chaos Bunker, Cavern of Roots, the Underdark, and the Deadlands. So I've been
very nice. Busy. Yeah, I'm walking through the Wailing Woods right now, making my way, see what we got here. Staff of Mortalsbane, anyone?
I'll take 3.
Yes, please. I was reminiscing with Soul Reaver a couple of weeks ago when he joined, started watching the stream, and I remember one of my fondest memories in DFC was I started playing an Evil at the very outset of the game, and I had a small little zombie, and I followed this character named Soul Reaver during an invasion. And if you don't know who Soul Reaver is, he's one of, if not maybe the only Sin, aka healer in Evil, that trained weapons almost, I think, twice a level or something like that, or when he could afford it. And so he was a Sin that trained weapons. And as a result, he was kind of an outcast, I guess, for some terrible reason. So anyway, we're walking around Chaos, and I'm very low level. I'm probably 13 or something like that, and I'm invading for whatever reason. And I remember following him to the Greater Wailing Woods the very first time I was ever there, and he would go walking through this area. It seemed super scary. The monsters sounded scary, and I was so small that I was kind of a liability. But anyway, he searched and searched the Greater Wailing Woods until he found the mob that dropped the Staff of Mortalsbane. And I just I was having a gasp, reminiscing about following a healer in another realm for the first time, and watching him destroy this epic monster that dropped this epic no-drop staff. And I just remember it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
That's awesome. Why was he such an outcast for doing that, though? I don't understand. Was that just really frowned upon?
It was really frowned upon to train weapons as a Sin because, supposedly, I suppose it took away from, training direct or maybe hide and sneak or, however it kind of limited your other training. But, he did mention that quite a few people in his guild thought that he was crazy or something like that. And I was just like, well, why? I mean, enjoy your character, and I have that fond memory because of that. So it was kind of cool, a cool flashback.
I don't get why people have such a problem with people playing like the way they want to play. It's an RPG. Let them role play the way they want to. I mean, guys.
Exactly.
I would never complain if someone wanted to train like a skill. Like if someone wanted to be the best disguiser and wanted to just absolutely be able to copy any disguise, let them put all their points in the disguise. Let them be the top one they can be.
Right, yeah. Memorize everything instantly.
Yeah, Algon, I guess that's kind of true. But at the same time, they may not have wanted to join in any kind of PvP. Like, they just might not like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Algon. I mean, I think some guilds were very particular, and I think that early on that playing a healer meant that you should play a healer instead of an offensive type. So he was a trailblazer, you know, and I guess some people frowned upon that. Wouldn't mind seeing 3 to 4 times the number of skills available, so you could choose multiple paths. You know, I have thought of that as well, and that's something that, you know, I think will come up, but you know,
that's future planning. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth testing. I would love to do that. You know, do you guys have? That's a good question. We'll just open up the to the floor here to our viewers. You know, do you guys generally think that the training system was fun and complete, and you don't want it to change at all, or would you or Devilish, would you yourself want like a whole ton more skills to kind of look at?
No, not at first. At first, I think the most important thing is to get people in a game they kind of remember, because that's who's mainly going to be playing at first. So get that game going, and then everything else we can just play around with as it goes. Naenia made the point that she loves a constantly evolving game. I do too, for the most part. So you can always try new things. If people like those new skills, if they like that, boom, you can add them in the game. And it's never too late to add stuff. It's never too late to take away stuff. But the important thing is just to have one goal in mind. I think that's getting a playable game that people can get around and start testing and have fun.
Very much, yeah. We'll definitely, we're not going to aim for the stars at the start. But, I mean, I'm curious to see what you guys think, because, if when the time comes, we'll kind of just open it up and, we'll see... how much work it takes to implement, a whole set of skills, but at the same time, we don't want to take away from the original game and kind of make it, similar to other games that honestly we're trying to get away from. So. Right, Algon. Yeah, absolutely. There's no game out there that punishes you for dying, at all. WoW did at first, but it's still. And I hate to just bring up WoW all the time, but it was the main draw, for most of us, and and we all know how that ended up. And by the way, I should mention in other news that the private server that was so popular it was called Nostalrius. If you guys have any interest in World of Warcraft, I know. The bad news is that Blizzard finally shut it down. So the vanilla experience is no longer. And the article is worth reading. I just wanted to bring that up because when I read it, I couldn't help but kind of mirror the two projects side by side. Darkness Rises is obviously very different. It's got a different story, but it's very similar. It's in the same vein as trying to recreate an old, version of a game. And, it's just very interesting to see kind of the modern day, spotlight, example of what we're doing kind of get, taken down essentially by the powers that be. So we're kind of wrestling this sort of vague, ghost of a company, that's holding on to the old copyrights, but it's not anywhere near on the same level, but it's very similar, at least I thought. Oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah, Blizzard had to shut it down, absolutely. It was, copyright infringement, but, I think that part is clear, but, what about Blizzard just doing it themselves? There was a whole list of people saying, let's sign a petition and make them create a legacy server. But it seems that people believe that that's not, Blizzard has said that they don't even have the code or something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is exactly true, Algan. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so take this for what it's worth. There are a lot of other older game series that seem to be able to do this. Like, they had that original RuneScape project that people play the heck out of, and RuneScape is still alive and well. They have Don't they have the EverQuest one as well? It's like they had to pursue any action against them. So I don't think that's actually an issue in this case. I mean, these servers aren't anything new. This is